Today we're going to be talking about marking against players that are a very different body type from your own. This might be marking quicker players, or taller players, or even players that are of vastly different skill levels. This is important for your mark. If you can only mark your exact body type, you're less valuable to your team's defense. And it's going to be harder for you to play in transition defenses or switching defenses. By being able to mark lots of different body types or different thrower types, you make yourself more versatile and you give your defense an advantage. The goal for any thrower-marker matchup is to decide which are the most important throws to stop. If you can do this, you can make an adjustment that will stop those throws and give up something less valuable. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna run our same break mark drill, but now we're gonna focus on the matchup between the marker and the thrower. Before, we've treated everybody as the same athletically, but we're not. Jeremy is extremely tall, Pete, not so tall. So he's gonna have to use different tricks to affect a taller thrower. As Jeremy gets this disc, if Pete marks him very close, that allows Jeremy to reach around him and use his length. We're going to negate that by Pete backing off and trying to use his quickness advantage, because he's shorter, to move. So move side to side with him, and you can even back off a little bit more, really jamming that lane. Especially tall throwers do not like to throw curvy, soft throws into space. They want to get by you and be sure. So we're going to limit Jeremy now to curvy out into space throws. We have to give a little bit of the huck away, but our advantage is that we're taking away his big breaks. So Sam, when this comes in, you'll go ahead and cut wherever you want. Elliot, make sure you shut down the live side. Pete, back off and move to at least force the break out wide. Ready? Disc in. Good. Back off and move. Back off and move. Good. Good. That's what we like to see. We didn't stop the break side, but you'll notice that Sam has only advanced 2 or 3 yards up the field. We have another mark on. We'll take that on what was an offensive advantage. Let's see that again. Pete, you're gonna back off even more than you feel like. Really get out into that lane. Ready? And disc in. Getting out into that lane. Good, and a little tight, there you go, good. Now we're only giving up a couple of yards upfield. Let's try it one more time. Ready, 3, 2, 1, good. Pete's backing off. He's using his motion and his quickness to force a stretchy pivot. Nicely done. Especially big throwers don't want to stretch and use skill. They'd rather just be around you, and Pete did a nice job of taking that away. In this scenario now, we have an incredibly quick thrower in Raj against a much taller and a little bit slower of a mark in Nevin. Nevin's going to try to beat him, even with this advantage, by crowding one throw. Now, instead of just stopping the shown throw, he's going to get tight and try to be overarching there and use his size to force Raj to pivot. Ready? And disc in. Good. Crowd one throw, use your long arms. Nicely done. And this is how Nevin can inflict his length on a shorter, quicker thrower. If Nevin doesn't do anything different, the quicker thrower is going to have an advantage. Ready? And disc in. Good. So Raj is going to use his quickness and deliver the throw. Nicely done. Now let's see that this time. Nevin, I want you to crowd one throw. Really force him to get around you and use your length. And 3, 2, 1. Good. Crowd one throw without fouling. Crowd, make him stretch out and give us a chance. Nicely done. Good. We know that's not a speed play. We get that defense from what you do here to limit his advantage. Our goal is not to limit Raj to never throwing on the break side. He's too good of a thrower for that. Our goal is to make it slower and make him step out farther. We might be able to get some inaccuracy from his break throw. Now, against some throwers that are very talented, the smartest thing to do is enlist the help of your teammates. Michelle is in a tough matchup here with an expert thrower. So she's not just gonna keep playing how she always does, she's gonna find a way to use Pete to help her. Michelle's gonna turn and communicate with Pete, and she's gonna tell him, Pete, I'm gonna focus on the around, so you help me on the inside. So tell him that.
I'll get around, focus on the inside.
Good. That's gonna help 2 defenders work on 1 great break thrower. When he catches this, you're no longer in your normal position. Come around and stop the around. You've got help on the other one. Ready? Disc in. Good. More on the around. Good. 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 Disc is in. Good. Take the around. Take the around. Good. Force him to the inside. Excellent. Now here we're working as a team. Michelle's too smart to get lost in a really tough matchup. And every team has one of those players that's so skilled that you need help. Turn, communicate, and find it. Cutters, can I get you again? What we're gonna do is we're gonna use Elliot to help out a bit. You're gonna take the around, but tell Elliot before the disc comes in that if Rio has it, you're gonna take around and he should drop in.
If Micah gets the disc, I'll take around, drop in, help with the left side.
Here we go. Disc is in. Gets to our tough thrower. Good, now we're two-man gaming it and back, freeze it. We gave up a live side throw, but this is the tough matchup and we forced it out of their hands by you being smart and marking aggressively. Let's try that one more time. Nicely done. Good, good, and back to it, Elliot, nice. Excellent. The only danger in tough matchups, when we're guarding the best throwers, the dangerous thing is not to react. If we work together, we can make a 7-on-7 play. Even if one-on-one is difficult, we can always get an advantage with all 7 people. Nicely done. You'll know that you're marking those best throwers well as a team if they are constantly checking other defenders to look for poaches. For quicker throwers, you'll know that you're doing this well if you can force them to pivot twice. Don't allow them to throw whatever throw they're holding. Crowd that throw and try to catch up to the first anticipated pivot. For taller throwers, you'll know that you're backing off effectively if those throwers throw wide, curved throws to the break side. You won't be able to stop every break look, but you will be able to make those throws slower and to a wider angle.